All right, kiddos, we are going to do our October 5th to October 9th week review. And make sure you have your piece of paper, your pencil to write these notes down. You have to write the entire problem on your notes, right, in order to understand it. And I'm going to start using purple here, because I'm probably going to date this video right now, but it's Sunday, the Sunday that the Lakers won their 17th championship. LeBron, AD, beat the Miami Heat in Game 6. So we're happy. All right. So let's start with number 1. So again, this is a review. So everybody, we're comfortable with this. So we're going to start by rewriting this problem here. Negative 17 is less than or equal to k minus 26. So the first thing I do always is draw my line of separation. And I'm going to draw my arrow. Right? So I want to get this k by itself. So I want this k to come down here. So that means that this k is going to come down just like that. That means that this negative 26 has to go over and become positive 26, right? So I'm going to cross out negative 26 and it's going to become positive 26. So now these two are not the same signs, so I have to subtract 26 minus 17, and I get 9. And I'm going to get positive 9 because 26 is bigger and 26 is positive, right? Now remember, I encounter a problem here, right? I want k to be on the left of the arrow. Right now, k is on the right of the arrow, right? So what I'm going to do is, if you guys recall, I'm going to use a mirror. So here is my mirror. Now remember, whenever I mirror things, everything becomes the opposite. So instead of k being on the right, k is now going to be on the left. But since I am using a mirror, this arrow here is going to flip. So it's going to face the other direction, just like that. And the 9 stays a 9. So this is my solution right there. Now, I want you to tell me, which hand do you use to make these scissors here? Do we use our left hand or do we use our right hand? Right? We use our right hand, right? So, right means we're going to graph to the right. Right means greater than. We're going to graph to the right. And we know it's going to be a closed circle because we have this half an equal sign under the arrow, right? So we're going to graph to the right, and it's going to be a closed circle. So we need to find 9 on our graph here. So where is 9? Right there, right? So it's going to be a closed circle, and we're going to graph to the right. So that means I'm going to make my arrow really big here on the right side. And I'm going to shade to the right. And there we go. That's our first problem there. Right. So that means that any answer here is going to be right. It's going to make this inequality true. So I can put in 16 here. 16 is greater than 9. That's correct. I can put in 10 here. 10 is greater than or equal to 9. That's correct. I could put in 9 actually because it's a closed circle. 9 is greater than, well, it's not greater than, right? Or equal. They are equal. See? That's how that works. All right, so let's try a different color here with number 2. So First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my problem over again. X plus 14. Okay. And I'm going to draw my line of separation. And I'm going to draw my arrow here. So again, I want to bring my X down here this way. So I'm going to bring my X down. So that means that this 14 has to go over to the left side and become minus 14. So I'm going to cross out plus 14, and I'm going to say minus 14 here on the left side. So this is a positive 10 and a negative 14. They are not the same signs. So I have to subtract. 14 minus 10 is 4. And it's a negative 4 because 14 is bigger and 14 is a negative. So the answer is negative 2. So again, I find that X is on the right side, but I want it on the left. So I'm going to make a mirror. So there's my mirror, and I'm going to write everything flipped. So X goes first, my arrow is going to flip, and my negative 4 goes second. So that is my solution right there. So again, I'm going to ask myself, which hand do I use? Oops. Which hand do I use to make these scissors right here? Right? Do I use my left hand or do I use my right hand to make those scissors? I use my right? And that means I'm going to shade to the right. And to the right, the numbers are becoming greater. So this says X is greater, right? But it also says equal. So that means my circle is going to be closed circle on negative 4. So let's find negative 4 here. Where is negative 4 on this number line? Right there. So I'm going to make a closed circle. And like I said, down here, we're going to use our right hand to make these scissors, so we're going to go to the right. Greater than. So we draw our arrow and we shade. And there we go. That means that all the numbers that are equal to or bigger than negative 4 will make this inequality correct. All right. One more. We did 2 examples. Let's do one more. Let's go with green this time. So let's start by writing down our problem again. Negative 94 plus V is greater than or equal to negative 118. Always start with drawing my line of separation and drawing my arrow. So my V is what's going to come down here, right? My V. So I'm going to say V. That means that my negative 94 needs to go over to the right and become a positive 94. So I'm going to cross out negative 94 and I'm going to say plus 94. Now these two are not the same signs. So that means I have to subtract. So 118 minus 94 is 24. And it's a negative 24 because 118 is bigger and 118 is a negative. Right? You always use the sign of the bigger number. So here I'm lucky because look, V is already on the left, right? And all these other ones, look, K is on the right. So I had to use a mirror. On number 2, X was originally on the right. So I had to use a mirror. On number 3, look, V is already on the left. So there's no need for a mirror. No mirrors. So which hand do we use to make these scissors here? Right? We use our right hand. So the arrow is going to go to the right, and it's also equal. So we know it's going to be a closed circle on negative 24. So let's find negative 24 here on our number line, which is right here. And we know it's going to be closed circle. And we use our right hand to make the arrow. So we know we're going to do the arrow to the right. And that's greater. The numbers are getting bigger. So V is greater than or equal to negative 24. So all numbers greater than negative 24 will make this inequality true. And there we go. These are our examples for our 10.5 to 10.9 week review.